Hey there Xbox fans, Darth Carnivorous here and welcome back to another epic Xbox video. And guys, today I'm going to show off my modded Xbox Original, which is the one right there that's lit up like a Christmas tree. And yeah, so this one is, as you can see, it's got modded with its own, it's not its own, but it's got LED lights and the controller ports, which obviously two of them are covered by the dongle for the Hunter Retrofitter's controller. The other one's for the DVD remote, which doesn't work. I just plug it in there just because it looks good. And obviously the Xbox Duo was lit up with an LED as well, which is really nice. Plus the good thing is though, with it being modded, you can even change the colour of the eject button, which is green right now, but you can change it to red or orange. That seems to be the only colours, but I don't know if there's any more colours you can select, but on this Xbox there's only 3 colours to choose from. Now it's not like 100% modded like some of them are, where the disk drives have been removed and it's just a hard drive or an SSD, or they've got like obviously the ability to turn the console on with a remote control or the controller itself. No, this one's just, it's just the one that I could get at the time, so I bought this during lockdown back in 2020, and don't get me wrong, when I first got it I was just that blown away by it because of the amount of stuff that was already on here, and it was the best £150 that I've ever spent, on a console, because of the amount of content you get on here. And I mean, I love Xbox. I remember my first time buying an Xbox Original. I went to GeForce in Glasgow and they had a kiosk for the Xbox to play Halo. It was just a demo for Halo. I think they had a demo for Halo and Project Gotham Racing, and I'm sure like obviously the other ones had the other demos on there were just trailers for like Munchie's Odyssey and Amped and things like that. But wow, honestly guys, I mean, right there and then I thought I need to get one. I had a PlayStation 2 at the time. I ended up trading in my PlayStation 2 with about 14 games, 2 controllers. I kept the memory cards because I knew for a fact I was going to get a PS2 again, and I think I had enough money trading wise to get an original Xbox, Halo, Dead or Alive 3 and Rally Sport Challenge. So I was extremely happy with that. Got it home and my brother realised that you can rip music to the hard drive, and he loved that idea, so he ended up getting himself an Xbox. I remember he had the Crystal Xbox, so this is a bit later on, and he ripped all the CDs he had to the one obviously soundtrack, and just wow, it's just so good. I still use this thing as a media player for listening to music. Well, there's music on right now, but I don't want to get copyrighted, but yeah, so you've seen that, or you've heard that. So I'm going to do a little tour, guys, just to show you, the setup. As you can see, it's got this sort of matrix screensaver thing here. I've set it to come on 2 minutes after the console has been sitting idle. Obviously, don't touch the controller or nothing. That's the thing when I'm maybe just chilling out or doing housework or sorting things out. I just put the Xbox on because it plays randomly as soon as the console starts up, and after 2 minutes it'll go into this screensaver, which is really nice. So let's get to a better zoomed in angle just so you guys can see better, and you can see an up close and personal shot of the Xbox itself. So like I said before guys, this is a 2TB model, so I mean the amount of stuff that's on here is absolutely staggering. I love it, I really do. And yes, I'm putting this through a component as well, so I'm getting the full 480p image, the 720p image, the 1080i image as well, obviously for certain games. I think the menu is 720p, I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what, I can tell you that right now on my TV. I just need to press the info button, and yeah, it's 720p, so it does tell you right there, which I'll get my finger out of the way. And yes, I'm using the Hunter Xbox controller, which I actually just got an update. I've not really noticed any differences, but people on Reddit say that depending on certain games that they've been playing, whether getting stick drifting or dead zone issues, that it's fixing those issues. Whereas I've not had any issues. The only issue I've actually had, really, when I can think about it, was playing games like Full Spectrum Warrior, where you have to press the buttons slightly harder. Now, after the update, I did try it, and it's still the same. You don't have to press them as hard, but it's still there. That's because the original Xbox had pressure sensitive buttons, kind of similar to your PS2. If you notice that flashing right there, that means that the controller's turned itself off and obviously lost connection. But the good thing with these controllers is that's how quickly they actually come back on. So let's go back to the menu. Okay, so this is the way I've got it laid out. So I've got applications, arcade games, console systems, excuse me, dashboards, homebrew games, Sega Chihiro, which I don't actually understand why this is on here, because as you can see it says after Sega Chihiro, Chihiro, it says 128 megabyte RAM only. This is only 64 megabytes of RAM, so it can't play any of these games, so I don't know why the previous owner copied these ones, but I just leave them there anyway. Xbox games, this is NTS, American and PAL region. So NTSC, what is it? Is it NTSC-U? I think it's U. And obviously PAL. And there's NTSC-J. So this is a sort of Japanese exclusive. So yeah, so if you look at these box arts, these are actually made by yours truly. I had to make these in high definition and then lower them so that they would fit on they'd be able to fit on, you know, the hard drive, not to fit in the hard drive, just so they could be able to be displayed. So these are all custom made by myself. And yeah, so if you go to applications here, there's a DVD to Xbox. So this is if you have an Xbox game that's not been copied to the hard drive, just use this format here, just this application, load it up, copy it to whatever drive you want, and then boom, that's you've got the game. Let's see what else we've got. We've got Enigma video mode switcher, so this is to switch the mode between PAL and NTSC. So PAL would be I think it's 480i, 576i, 576p I think, and obviously the American one, because the American one didn't get, they got obviously, you know, 480i, 480p, 720p, 1080i, whereas in the PAL consoles didn't. So this is one you can use to switch it. XB partitioner, so this is how you can split your hard drive into partitions, and I don't know if you can rename them, whatever. I've never actually used this thing, but I do know what a partitioner is. And artwork installer. So if you download, if you rip any game from DVD to Xbox, you can open this one up, select the game to whatever region you want to have, and yeah, you get the box art, you get the synopsis, you get all the information. It's really cool. Arcade games here as well. So we've got Coin Ops 8 Massive, Final Burn Legends, Killer Instinct 1 and 2. So this is like the first time you could ever play, you know, the arcade versions of Killer Instinct on a home console. Well, for me anyway. Obviously the Xbox One, when Killer Instinct came out on Xbox One, they eventually released Killer Instinct 1 and 2, which was really good. So this, for me, this is the first time playing the actual arcade version. Open Bore, so these are all your sort of homebrew flash games, which there's quite a lot in here. And Premium Ninja Master, this is great. This thing, honestly, the amount of games in this thing, the interface, everything is just fantastic. Console system, so yeah, just go through all the different ones. You've got your Atari, 7800, 2600, 7800, Atari Lynx, ColecoVision, Commodore Amiga CD32, Intellivision, MSX, Neo Geo Pocket Color, Nintendo 64, which, to be honest guys, the N64 games don't play great on this, and for a 32 megabyte cartridge or a 64 megabyte cartridge, it takes forever to load the games in. NES, Game Boy, that's a really dirty looking image. I don't know if you can see that, guys, like the sort of above the A and B buttons, the Game Boy list. Don't get me wrong, it's a cool picture, but Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Pokemon Mini, Sega Game Gear, Sega Master System, Sega Mega CD, Sega Mega Drive / Genesis, Mega Drive 32X, SG 1000, Sinclair Spectrum, PlayStation, Super Nintendo, TurboGrafx 16, Virtual Boy, Wonder Color, and that's it. So those pretty much have, well, other than obviously the bigger systems, you know, like your PlayStation and obviously a Sega CD and things like that, there's only a handful of games there, whereas in obviously like your Super Nintendo's going to be the full entire, the full entire list. Dashboards as well, so this is on the Xbox for Gamers, or XBMC for Gamers. That's on the one that's set to this one, but you can get Evolution X, you can get Unleash X. There is other dashboards as well, which I've never bothered to try because this one's fine for me. Homebrew games, so this is like the first time on console you could ever play Alien vs Predator. Yeah, it's not the best, it's not perfect, but you know what, it's still pretty good. Descent 1 and 2, Doom, which has got the Doom 2016 image, weird enough, but does look really good. Duke Nukem 3D, Half-Life X, Heretic, Hexen, Outrun the arcade version, Quake 1, Quake 2, which has the Doomslayer there, weird enough. Rise of the Triad, Star Wars, A New Hope for Homebrew, Streets of Rage remake, which this one is actually really good. Wolfenstein 3D, and that's it for that. The Sega Chihiro is Ghost Squad, which came out on the Wii. Outrun 2, which came out on PS2 and Xbox, I'm sure. I do actually have it on here, Outrun 2, and Virtua Cop 3. Then we've got Xbox games, which it doesn't take too long to load in, guys. You'll see for yourself. It does only take maybe about 10 seconds to load in all those games. And there we go. So you can do different views if you like. I do quite like this one, but the other one that I do like as well is you press up on the D-pad and you just like that one there, and then it will show you all the games, but you can also do this as well. So there you go. It means you get this sort of custom artwork, and obviously you get the box art as well, which is really good. So I can't remember how many games is on here. I think there may be 800 plus games on here. There's only a couple of games missing that I would really like on here, and one of them is Phantom Dust. That's one of the ones I did really enjoy, but you know what, again, I prefer the Xbox background. And yeah, there's a hell of a lot of games here, guys. Honestly, see if you're trapped on a desert island with obviously the ability to, have electricity, and you only had a TV and one console. For me, guys, I'd probably want to have this because the amount of stuff that's on here. You've seen all the emulation stuff that's on there. So you have obviously different generations of consoles, as well as obviously the Xbox games itself. So I'm not really going to go through all of these games, you can go through them faster if you like by holding in the R trigger, or obviously L trigger if you want to go back, or also press down again. You can just zoom through that way. Oh my god, the Chronicles of Riddick. Even though this one plays better on PC and Xbox 360, but I remember getting this game for the first time. I played the demo, and I was blown away by the game. I mean, I loved the movie. I love Pitch Black. Pitch Black's a fantastic movie. The Chronicles of Riddick is even better, and obviously Riddick, the third movie, is fantastic. Plus, I heard there were supposed to be rumours about, they're going to be a movie called Furia, which is obviously where Riddick is actually from, because he's a Furian. But it's never came to light. I think as well, Vin Diesel's getting a lot older now, so hopefully they end up doing it. So I'll go through some of the few games that I do love to play, like obviously the Desert Storm games, Conquer Live and Reloaded, Crimson Sea, that was actually quite a good one. That's a sort of Dynasty Warrior style game with like hundreds of bugs on the screen at one time. What else have we got? Dead or Alive 1 and Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. Fantastic. I mean, Dead or Alive 3, like I said, guys, this is one of my first games I ever played. I couldn't stop playing this game. This game, to this day, is still absolutely stunning. It's still a stunning looking game. And I do have every Dead or Alive game on my Xbox account, so I've got them on my Xbox Series S, which is just down there. Apart from Dead or Alive 5 Last Round, I'm still waiting for that to go on sale. I think the last time it was on sale, I missed it by like a couple of hours. I completely forgot about it. I was going to buy it and I just completely forgot about it. So I do have Dead or Alive 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. I actually recently bought the deluxe edition of 6 for £14 about last week. It's still on sale right now if you're interested. But honestly, guys, this game is this is so good. The character models, the stages, the fact that you can see like proper reflections. It's not ray tracing reflections. That's the thing. You do get ray tracing reflections. You do get screen space reflections. But you know what, guys? I'll just. Oh wait a minute, what song have I got playing right now? So yeah, I have to kind of reload all of them in. A little bit of Papa Roach. Okay, so yeah, like I said a minute ago there, guys, I just wanted to show off how amazing this game is. I mean, this game is what, 23 years old, and I mean, look at that. That looks absolutely amazing. I need to skip this one because it does play one of Aerosmith songs, but I mean, look at that, guys. That is beautiful. If you play this game on your Xbox Series S, you'll get it upscaled to 1080p or 1440p, and wow, it looks even better. And this is 480p upscaled as well onto my 4K TV, which you can see right there. 480p, 4x3, even though, yes, it's a stretched image, but let's see, what was I going to do? Sparring mode. We'll just jump cut again, guys. So yeah, how amazing does this look, honestly? Right, okay, so if you look at the water, you can see the reflections, like how amazing did they look, you know? Oh, they look so good, honestly. I mean, I would, a lot of times, well, what I would usually do is, guys, when I was, younger, this stage particularly, I would go into watch mode, do a single battle, get my favourite Hayabusa versus my second favourite, which is Hayate, and then I would just select this stage and just have those two fighting for however long I wanted. And as you can see, it goes into different camera angles, and oh man, that is so good. It really is. So if you're playing, your console on XBMC4GAMERS, if you hold in L, R, back and start, it will reset the console, which is really, really handy. Saves you having to get up and turn the console off, turn it back on, wait for everything to load in. It doesn't take really that long for things to load in, a couple of seconds. So, which is good for a near 25-year-old console. But I do love my Xbox. I never, when I had an Xbox when I was younger, it's one of the ones I refused to get rid of until the Xbox 360 came out, and obviously I really wanted an Xbox 360, so I traded mine in for that. So what I'll do is I'll show off, if you press the black button, which on this controller as well, you do have black, but you also have RB, which substitutes as black and white for LB and RB. Go to favourites, and then these are all the games I play on my Xbox 360, so I've got a lot of games on here that I do love to play. Burnout Revenge, Burnout 3, Commandos 2, the Conflict Desert Storm, or the Conflict games, Conquer, Dead Alive, which I've shown off, the 2 Dead to Rights games, Death Row as well. This is one of the coolest games. This is one of the coolest exclusives because it's got full on swearing, and you can either beat your opponents by scoring obviously as many goals as you can, or you can just KO the entire team. It's totally up to you. One of the best games ever made, which is Def Jam 5 for New York. Now, I don't have any interest in rapping music, anything like that. I'm a more, metal guy. I love metal music. I love rock music. Things like that. If it sounds good to me, I'll listen to it. But I'm not really much into the rapping scene. But I do know who the rappers are. Like obviously, you've got Exhibit, you've got Method Man, you've got Snoop Dogg, and who else is there? I'm trying to think who else, guys. Sticky Fingers, who I actually know who Sticky Fingers is because I used to watch the Blade TV show, which I still do enjoy to this day. I do have it on my hard drive, so I can obviously watch it whenever I like. And I do have the 720p version, so it's obviously in full. I do have the DVD still, the DVD box set, which I bought years and years ago. And I remember my friend would obviously kind of make fun of me for watching it, but then when I got the DVD, he wanted to watch it, gave him a loan of it, and he was like, it's actually quite good. It's cheesy, but it's pretty good. You know, it's a shame that I've got a sequel series, but oh well. Deus Ex Invisible War, Die Hard Vendetta, Doom 3, Resurrection of Evil, which is probably one of the first games I've ever played. This, you know, you get your expansion separate, because this has Resurrection of Evil and Lost Levels on here. Dragon Ball Z Saga is the only Dragon Ball game that ever came out on Xbox, which a lot of people diss this game, say it's a horrible game. Yes, it's not the best game in the world. It's very linear. It's very, you know, point A to point B. But you know what? It's pretty good. I quite enjoyed it. When I first got my Xbox, this is one of the first games I played, because here in the UK, this never get released in the UK. You'd have to import it. And there was someone on eBay that was selling the GameCube version with a freeloader, and they had the picture of the game and the freeloader right next to it, and they said on the description that they would send both. I think it was like 110. I think they were charging for it. So I was about to buy it, and I'll tell you, I did buy it, and I thought, right, that's great. I'm going to go to play Dragon Ball Z Sagas now. And they messaged me and said that they would just be sending the game and not the freeloader, and I asked them why, and they said that it's not part of the deal. I thought, you've got it in your description, you've got it in the title. No, it was just to show off that you would need a freeloader to actually use this one. I said, well, okay, we'll give me a refund in, because I'm not paying £110 for a game, for like a £50 game, not a chance. So they kind of argued with me on that one. They, you know, we disputed it with the eBay, and I got my money back. So Driver 3, which I do actually still play Driver 3 from time to time. It's actually a really, really good game. It's not compared to Grand Theft Auto, it's a completely different game, but this one was really good because you could record replays and just kind of go about and, you know, do whatever you want to do and add camera angles, and it was actually quite good, quite innovative. Dungeons and Dragons Heroes, it's a good sort of not dungeon crawler, but a sort of Diablo style game. Enclave, which actually has, well, I think last year got a HD remaster, which I do have on my Nintendo Switch. Evil Dead Regeneration, that's possibly the best Evil Dead game you can ever play. Fable: The Lost Chapters, Far Cry Instincts Evolution. There's another game that has a separate DLC that you can buy, just like Doom. Freedom Fighters, I actually love this game, but the only thing I can't stand is the controls. The controls are so weird. Full Spectrum Warrior and Full Spectrum Warrior 10 Hammers. There's another one, just like Doom and Far Cry, expanded DLC that got a physical release. It's the same with Ghost Recon. I think you got Ghost Recon, and you got Ghost Recon Island Thunder, I'm sure it's called. And then there's another one for Ghost Recon 2, which is Arctic Storm, maybe? I can't remember. Genma Onimusha, which I do love the Onimusha games. Well, I love 1 and 2, and 3's not too bad. 4 isn't that great, to be honest. But the only thing about this game is, it's just like the PlayStation 2 version. I mean, this thing's got 2 analog sticks. The PlayStation 2 has got 2 analog sticks, yet they use the D-pad for movement. How stupid is that? Anyway, Ghost Recon 2, Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter, Gladiator, Sword of Vengeance. This is one of the coolest games that you could ever play from this generation. This came out on PS2 as well, and it's one of those ones. I think the back cover said it has over 50 fatalities, which it actually does. You can do different fatalities to different enemies. There's ones where you can do it with a sword, or you can do it with your sort of 2 blades, your 2 wrist blades. You can like pull their stomachs out. They're actually really good. So look it up on here on YouTube if you want to see what the fatalities are like. They're actually quite good. Gladius, this is another good one as well. Goblin Commander, Godzilla Save the Earth, Gunmetal, Gun Valkyrie, Half-Life 2. I mean, there we go, Half-Life 2. I remember actually buying this from GeForce up in Glasgow to play on my Xbox. I remember it was a sunny day. It was like, I can't remember when it came out, but I know it was like the end of summer. It was still a nice day as well. I remember going, jumping the train up, grabbed the game and came back, and I mean, I had a blast playing this game. The performance didn't bother me one bit. Obviously it would bother me now because of, you know, how how obviously crap it was compared to, you know, your PC or even your Xbox 360 version. But yeah, it was still a good way to play Half-Life 2 if you didn't have a PC, which I didn't have a PC at the time. Or I had a PC, but it wasn't a gaming PC, and there's no way it would be able to run Half-Life 2. Halo Combat Evolved, the game that made me want an Xbox. I'm sure everybody else that's watching this that love Xbox, this is something that you probably played this and probably thought this is the best game ever. I mean, playing the single player by yourself and then playing it through on co-op with a friend on split screen, and then playing multiplayer, discovering multiplayer. Obviously back then there was internet, but we weren't on any forums or things like that. There wasn't really much videos you can watch now. Obviously nowadays you can get YouTube shorts, you can get TikTok videos and whatever else to show off certain things. You didn't have that 20 years ago. So we discovered how fun the multiplayer was by accident. We just kind of went in and played the games, because when we played multiplayer, we were playing like GoldenEye and Perfect Dark and Mario Kart and things like that. Games that would support obviously more than 3 players or 2 players. And one day we were playing co-op, and we just went, why don't we try the multiplayer and just see what it's like? And that way we started getting hooked, but then we started getting more players. So we had 4 players, and then we got a system link cable, and we'd go down to my house, and me and my friends would play in my room, and my brother and his friends would play up in his room, and we'd just do like 4v4. It was amazing. And I had lots of VHSs in my old house recording us playing, you know, and it was so much fun. But those things are lost to history now. And then we got Halo 2, which is a fantastic sequel, and that's obviously introduced online multiplayer. I mean, obviously the system link became even better with this game. Hunter the Reckoning and Hunter the Reckoning Redeemer, really, really fun games, especially playing them with friends. Jade Empire, so if you like your Mass Effect games or Knights of the Old Republic, this is in a different style. Obviously this is style of Chinese Dynasty. Jaws Unleashed, this is another one that's hard to get, not hard to get, but kind of hard to play, but it's very rewarding when you play it. The controls are very, very weird. Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, so if you ever played Jurassic Park Evolution 1 or 2, this is basically what started the whole thing. And if I remember right, this game is still super expensive to get if you want it physically. And I put in so many hours. I was always excited to see the T-Rex fighting the Spinosaurus, because in the movie Jurassic Park 3, the T-Rex gets killed easily. It gets overpowered easily by it's very, very clumsy in the fight against the Spinosaurus. The Spinosaurus uses its long, thin, mouth to snap a T-Rex's neck, which is like 100% muscle. Very, very stupid, but at least in this game you kind of get revenge in that way, King Kong as well. This is one of the movie games that were really, really good. The Xbox 360 is probably the best one, even though the PC is probably the best one out of all of them, but getting that one, it runs a bit of a pain in the neck. If you watch G-Man Liv's video on King Kong, he'll show you his gameplay and his opinions on it as well. King of Fighters Maximum Impact, I think this is the first 3D King of Fighters game. Kingdom Under Fire's The Crusaders and Kingdom Under Fire's Hero. These games are absolutely amazing, and these are done by From Software. So, guys, the games that From Software make, and this is one of the ones where they started. It's actually Fantagram that made these games, and there's a sequel on Xbox 360 called Circle of Doom, which completely changes the game, because this game's kind of like I don't know, it's one of those ones where you kind of control your units to, you point them in the direction where you want them to go, and if they get into a fight, it'll go into a sort of Dynasty Warrior style game. It's so much fun. I remember seeing this game on a channel called Game TV. I think it was broadcasted from Italy, and they would just kind of show the same stuff over and over again throughout the whole day, and I remember just sitting waiting to see the gameplay for this game. And I thought, my god, this looks amazing, because it would show you Geralt, who the character is in the front cover. It would show you him in the midst of a battle, fighting obviously all the orcs, but also there was the gigantic ogres, and it was just, when I saw the game, I thought when that comes out I'm going to buy it, and I did. Heroes is more of an expansion. Still really good though. You can get these games on PC. You can get them on Steam, and believe me guys, if you've got something like a Steam Deck or a ROG Ally or a Legion Go or something that plays PC games on the go, it'll run these games no problem whatsoever. Legacy Arcane Defiance, this is one franchise they still refuse to revive. You think, well, obviously how successful the Tomb Raider games were. You get Tomb Raider from 2013, you've got Shadow of the Tomb Raider, you've got Rise and Shadow. You think they would release Soul Reaver? I mean, can you imagine if they remade that with like the sort of Tomb Raider engine? Wow, that would be amazing. Here's another couple of movie games that are really good. Two Towers, Return of the King, and this is one of my favourite ones because this is a an RPG style one like Final Fantasy, turn-based, very very fun. And this is set between, I don't know, I've not really, well, I've been playing it for hours obviously, but I don't know, I'm still in Moria, so I don't know how far it goes into the trilogy, but I know that you're kind of steps behind the Fellowship, Mace Griffin, Bounty Hunter, one of the best first-person shooters on the Xbox. Manhunt as well. I'm so disappointed they never brought out Manhunt 2 on Xbox, but Manhunt 1's here. Plus, if you do have the Xbox Live Chat headset, you can make noises and kind of distract the enemies to come towards you, and so you can gruesomely kill them. Max Payne 1 and 2, Mech Assault 1 and 2, which these games are excellent exclusives. I'm surprised they never brought any Mech Assaults out for 360 or Xbox One or Xbox Series. That's what to do, Microsoft. If you're watching this video, anybody from Microsoft, give those suggestions for games like this, because they'll probably sell. Mercenaries, really good game. Metal Gear Solid 2 Subsistence, Mortal Kombat Armageddon, which only came out in the US, never came out in the UK, and it actually runs at 720p, believe it or not. Mortal Kombat Shaolin Monks, the first Mortal Kombat adventure game where you play as Kung Lao and Liu Kang, and you can also skin swap with Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Which the sequel was supposed to be Fire and Ice, where you get to play as Scorpion and Sub-Zero. Need for Speed Most Wanted, I do like this game, but I prefer the Xbox 360 version. Ninja Gaiden Black, so before there was Demon Souls and Dark Souls and Elden Ring and whatever else, there was Ninja Gaiden Black, and this is like the hardest of the hard. When Ninja Gaiden first came out, it took me so long to actually beat the game. So many frustrated nights trying to master and try to dodge and trying to do your flying swallow attack to do some major damage, and but it's so worth it. Oddworld Munchie's Odyssey, so if you like your Oddworld games that were on PlayStation, like Abe's Odyssey, Abe's Exodus, this is technically the third game. Then we've got Stranger's Wrath as well, which is one of the best games. Now these games do have HD releases as well, so you can play them on modern systems. Otogi Myth of Demons, Otogi 2 and Mortal Warriors, these are still fantastic games from Sega and From Software as well. These are absolutely amazing games. Now I was wanting to get these games for my Xbox account to play on my Series S, but if you go into the actual games themselves, people do leave reviews, and a lot of people say that the games don't run or they don't launch. So I don't want to pay £16 for games that don't really launch when I can play them on this. Painkiller Hell Wars, so it's just sort of, this is your sort of modern Doom game. So if you played obviously, your original Doom games, and you played, let's say, Doom 3. Doom 3 is obviously really, really slow compared to the originals. But obviously, if you play like Doom 2016 or Doom Eternal, they're really, really, really fast. This is more catered to that. Panzer Dragoon Orta, a very, very beautiful on-rail shooter game. Pariah, another really good FPS game. Predator Concrete Jungle. So this is the last proper Predator game, because the last Predator game was Hunting Grounds, which is an online multiplayer game, which, who really wants that, to be honest? Everybody wants an actual single player Predator game, just like this. I would love to play a single player Predator game, on like a PS5 or an Xbox console. It's just sad to think that we don't have anything like that right now. It's all games like Fortnite, Call of Duty, Forza and things. They only focus on games that, don't get me wrong, obviously they want to make games to make money. It makes sense, but to have all these shitty, boring, mundane games, apologies for the language here, guys, but that's how I feel about those sort of games. And we always miss out on games that are really, really good, single player wise, because they want to cater to all the young kids that want to play all these stupid games, because of all these stupid YouTubers that get all the praise and all the money under the world just to praise some daft game and say it's the best game ever and whatever else. I just have no interest in it. Prince of Persia, I've got the Prince of Persia trilogy right here, which are really, really good. I do have these on my PS3, the HD collection. So yeah, they do look better. Project Gotham Racing, Project Snowblind, which actually, when we were younger, we were led to believe that this was a sequel to Deus Ex Invisible War, and it doesn't play anything like it. It was a really good first-person shooter. Psyops, the Mindgate Conspiracy. This is one of your cheesy, your third-person shooter ones, but you actually get, mind power, so you get levitation, you can possess people, you can use pyrokinesis as well. It's such a good game. Plus, the band Cold, who do With My Mind, is actually, it's got silly lyrics, but it's a really catchy song. Rally Sport Challenge, actually there's one there, but I do have the second one, which is one of the first games I got as well, like I mentioned at the start of the video. Red Faction 2, Rogue Trooper, this is a really good one. Red Ninja, so this is like a sort of low budget 10-shooter game. Second Sight, this is another sort of third person game with mind powers, but this is really good. This is done by the same people that made Time Splitters, so you'd instantly reckon, if you played the Time Splitters games, you would instantly recognise, the characters, not the characters, just the character style. It's like if you watch anime and you watch a Madhouse anime, you know for a fact that what production company made that animation, because they have the sort of long faces, the pointy noses, the square chins, like your Ninja Scrolls, your Highlander, Search for Vengeance, even the sort of short OVA for Final Fantasy VII. What's it called again? Final Fantasy VII. Oh god, I completely forgot what that one was called. It'll probably come back to me. Serious Sam, Shenmue 2, so this is the first time Shenmue ever came onto another console, and this is the English version, whereas in the Dreamcast version it was just Japanese for the first and second one. Silent Hill 2, Soul Calibur 2, Spartan Total Warrior. This one plays at 720p, but only 4x3, not 16x9, weird enough. Spartan Total Warrior, that's a very fun game. Spawn Armageddon, this is another really good one. Just like Predator, we don't have any more Spawn games. We need more Spawn games. We need a Spawn movie or a Spawn animated series or an animated movie. We need something. Obviously we've just got Spawn comic books, which I'm still reading to this day on my tablet, but we still need more media for Spawn. But Spawn Armageddon is really good, but my favourite Spawn game of all time is In the Demon's Hand on Dreamcast. Now we have a Splinter Cell games as well. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Star Wars Episode 3, really great movie game. Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast, Knights of the Old Republic 1 and 2, Obi-Wan, which actually is quite good. Obviously it gets slated when it first came out, but it's actually still pretty fun. Republic Commando, one of the best first-person shooters ever. State of Emergency, that's a really good one as well. Stubbs the Zombie, Sudeki, an exclusive role-playing game for Xbox. SVC Chaos, SNK v Capcom. Now this is a absolutely fantastic fighting game. It's very, very difficult though. The Chronicles of Riddick, House of the Dead 3, Incredible Hulk Ultimate Destruction. So if you've played Prototype 1 or 2, this is the same people. Radical Entertainment. Those are the ones that have done the same sort of engine, same gameplay style and stuff like that. It's so much fun. Run up a 30-story skyscraper and do an elbow drop on top of a car. You can't get any more fun than that. The Punisher, this is a fantastic game. This is so good, and I do have the patch so that it doesn't blur out or do any different colours when you're doing your executions. The Suffering 1 and 2, these are absolutely amazing games. I need to go back to these games. The Thing, so this is actually technically the sequel to The Thing. So if you've ever seen The Thing, you know that there was a prequel. It came out in 2011. You know, to kind of explain how the Norwegians came across, obviously the Thing, the alien, and then obviously it kind of leads on to The Thing. This one's after the facility blows up. The Warriors, that's another really good one, done by Rockstar. Tao Feng, Fist of the Lotus. I do actually like this fighting game. It's not anything too special, but it's still really good. It still looks really pretty to these days. Tenchu Return from Darkness. This is technically Tenchu 3 with a couple of more. I think there's like 2 more items. There's one you can unlock where you basically, if you put your back against the wall, and I think it's if you click the left stick, if I remember correctly, like Ricky Maru will bring up, like, obviously this is a dish towel, but he'll bring up something to it was basically like a mirror to hide yourself. You know, it's actually quite weird, but quite funny as well. Terminator 3 The Redemption. This is the best Terminator game ever made, so ignore Terminator Resistance. This is definitely the best Terminator game ever made. Thief Deadly Shadows. This is another one that's really, really good. Toe Jam and Arrow 3. Time Splitters, Future Perfect, Unreal 2, Unreal Championship, Unreal Championship 2, this one you can do fatalities, and you can also go into third person and third person. Urban Chaos, this is a really, really good game because basically you are a riot cop, just going in and tasing people and using a riot shield to beat the hell out of them. Oh, so good. Worms 3D, WWF Raw 1 and 2. Now, even though Raw came out on Xbox like a year after the American version, I still played this game to death. There's only one arena technically. Obviously you can get the King of the Ring arena, which is just the Raw arena with the King of the Ring sort of splash screens and whatever else, but this game, the entrances in this game are still the best. Compared to like newer games, these are still, the camera angles are still probably the best camera angles I've ever seen. Still the best lighting effects I've ever seen, the best pyro as well. They just look so good. Yes, the character models or the wrestler models look horrible, but you know, it's still a really good game. And yes, they improved a lot more stuff in Raw 2, but they kind of messed a lot of stuff up as well, especially season mode. Like they had like no dialogue and the cutscenes and things like that. It was bad. Then we got WrestleMania 21, which looked a lot better, sounded a lot better, and played a lot better than obviously these two. But it was horrible, and it had to have a patch to make the game work properly, otherwise nothing would load in at all. Which I don't have that patch, by the way. I've been meaning to try and get it. X-Men Legends 1 and 2, Wolverine's Revenge, Hitman, Silent Assassin, Blood Money, Soldier of Fortune, Sonic Heroes, Spider-Man 2, Return to Castle Wolfenstein, Psychonauts, NFL Blitz the League, which, yeah, I loved playing NFL Blitz on Dreamcast. So fun. I think it was 2000 or 2001. Knights of the Temple 1 and 2, Marvel v Capcom 2, Malice, Fatal Frame 1 and 2, Marvel Ultimate Alliance, Marakumo, that's really, really fun. Elder Scrolls 3 Morrowind Game of the Year, Silent Hill 4, Time Splitters 2, Grand Theft Auto Trilogy, and that's it. Well, that's it from my favourites, obviously, guys. So I've got a hell of a lot more games in here, which I'll quickly show you before I end this video. Didn't realise how long this video was going on for. But yeah, you can buy these pre-made builds on eBay. Obviously, you have to be patient and look for them. Just go back to the very end here. I'll just while I'm talking, guys, I'll just flick through, the roster of games. Now, I haven't tried every single one of these games, so obviously I don't know if these games work 100% or not. Obviously, the ones that I have tried that are on my favourite list, they do work fine. But there may be some games that might not work properly, so you just have to take it. I know that Jade Empire didn't work. I had to buy a copy of that to rip. Now, obviously it does work. But yeah, you can buy these on eBay. Don't get me wrong, I paid £150 for me, so I got an official controller with it, and I got some composite cables, but I managed to buy a modded component cable. So it's basically a, what do you call it, like an original Xbox composite wire, but the plug has been changed, not the plug, the wires have been changed to be soldered on with a Xbox 360 component cable, which is a lot easier to get. And yeah, that's how I get 720p. It's not HDMI. I did have the Hyperkin HDMI one, and it was horrible. There was so much noise on the screen. There was so much flickering and wavy lines. It was horrible. Whereas in this one, is like an absolutely perfect picture. But as you can see, guys, I'm just going through there's honestly so many games on this thing. But yeah. Oh my god, Titus Robocop. But yeah, there's just so much to play in here. So the first day that I got this one, I set it up, I booted up the game. I remember obviously the person that had it before me had obviously preloaded music, but I think it was like Fatboy Slim and some pop music and things like that, and it was up full blast, and I couldn't figure out how to stop the music. And I remember I messaged them on eBay, but luckily he got back to me very quickly and told me how to do it. Use the right stick to put the volume up and down, and you press the X button to bring up just like that, to bring up the interface. So I deleted off all of his tracks, and then obviously used my own stuff. So I've got about 300 songs on here. So I've got two soundtracks. One's for the dashboard, which is on right now, and the other one's for in games. So, which is called BYB, I think I called it. I don't know. I just renamed it something anyway, just so I could easily select it. Two midnight clubs. But as you can see, guys, when the first day I got this, I was just going through all of these games, thinking, my God, that is amazing, the amount of games that are on here. I'm just thinking, what will I play first? I think the very first game I ever played on this was Burnout 3. Now, it said that Burnout 3 was the save file was corrupted, and there was no way to bypass that. I managed to figure it out, and I told the seller what I did, and then they asked me how how I did it. And I think, if I remember right, you press the black button, go to settings, and then go to file manager, and then obviously whatever drive your games are set in. So there's games set in here. No, sorry, actually there's saves. I think it may be in the F drive. If I go to saves, let's see. So if I go to Barbarian, for instance, no, wait a minute. Let's see, where's Burnout 3? Burnout 3. Come on, there you are. Okay, so obviously I've only done this the one time, so I'm trying to figure out where it actually is. Oh, wait a sec, actually. I can't even remember. How bad is that? Then again, it was a couple of years ago I actually done this one, so I do remember, I remember I found the save file, deleted it off, and then it let me run that way, and they were happy that happened, because then they figured it out pretty quick. So yeah, that's it, guys. That's it for my modded Xbox. Obviously I wasn't going to show off a lot of gameplay, but what I could do is quickly, I will fire up, oh, I'm back to this one again. So I will quickly fire up let's see. Oh my God, Hello Kitty, roller rescue. Oh man, that's so bad. Actually, you know what? Let's fire up good old Half-Life 2. That's all you do. Just pick the game you want to play, and it will load in. So yeah, this is definitely not the best version of Half-Life 2. I mean, the best way I would say to experience Half-Life 2 is on Steam Deck. They actually done an update that it's basically been changed over for Steam Deck, and it looks, not obviously the interface and that stuff, it looks amazing because it's a PC version, but it's actually been, you know, updated to run with obviously the controller, because the Steam Deck does have obviously controls, you know, obviously. Let's see, so the left stick to move, click to crouch, primary attack. Oh, I don't know, something that's one of my favourite parts of this game is Ravenholm. Obviously, we don't go to Ravenholm, especially when you get the gravity gun, you pick up the saw blades and just like slice them in half, and then you get the little traps that is it the priest that's set the traps up, and you just kind of shoot it to make the blade spin, and just there we go, just like that. You can see the gravity gun, but as you can see how long the game takes to load, it does take quite a while. So I don't know if anyone's like put an SSD inside of an Xbox, possibly, but I don't know if it makes the game loading a lot faster, because obviously this is just a normal standard Samsung 2TB hard drive, so I don't know if it would make it run any faster. I'm not really sure, but yeah, I do love Half-Life. I mean, who doesn't love Half-Life? Half-Life games are fantastic. Right, press start, and we'll just hit continue, and you see how long it takes to, you know, you've seen how long to load in the actual menu, so I think that loading in the levels, you know, aren't as bad. Yeah, that's not too bad. There we go. But it does have shit. Come on. My god. How the hell do you switch weapons again? There we go. Oh man, that's so slow. My god, that is so slow. Yeah, this is what you get. So you obviously get the small bits, the small parts before it loads in, you know, the next one, which is called root canal. So if you ever had root canal treatment in your mouth, yeah, get in for a treat there. It's not very pleasant. So yeah, guys, brush your teeth every day, twice a day, floss, and, you know, in between meals, chew chewing gum or use mouthwash. That's the advice I can give you. Oh, that was a big spike there. So obviously the frames are really bad, really choppy, really slow, very delayed. I have no idea what the hell the buttons are. Anyway, let's just reset that. I just thought I would show that off quickly. So anyway, guys, that's it for the end of this video. Yes, this was a long one, so if you have stuck through at the very end, you know, give yourself a pat in the back. I hope you had a nice drink there. I hope you had some popcorn, had something nice to eat while you're watching this video. But like I mentioned before, guys, if you do want to have one of these builds, you know, either do it yourself, which will take you a while, or just see if you can get one off of eBay or Facebook Marketplace, or someone out there will want to sell one of these things. I'm never selling this one because I do love my original Xbox. I love going back to the older games that I used to love, you know, and it's just so much. I know some games on this have got, you know, HD re-releases with like performance updates and stuff like that, but I do love to play the original versions, you know. And yes, you can emulate Xbox games easily on, you know, on your PC and on Steam Deck and things like that, but I prefer playing on the original hardware, you know. But anyway, guys, that's it for the end of this video. I do hope you enjoyed this one. So if you did, smash the like button, throw me a devil horns. Also, subscribe to my channel for more epic Xbox stuff like this, and sayonara.